Right, so here we are in the national park, and this is my lovely tour guide, the lovely
Adiona.
So this is my lovely tour guide, the lovely Adiona.
Jack Sparrow.
Watch out! Okay, you join me here from a nice, bright and sunny Corfu port, and I'm going on a trip today with a special guest who you'll see in a minute, and it's a double special day today because it's a trip I've never been on before, and also it's my birthday. So happy birthday to me, and all gifts welcome. Comment below what you're going to send me, and yes, going on a trip today, and the boat we are going on is this rather funky looking thing actually, which looks a bit like a cross between, well, I don't know really, a submarine and something else. I think it's one of these types that's going to raise out of the water by looking at some of the fin action, or whatever you call it, under the water line there, but called the Christie. And I'm going with this bloke here. Give us a wave, lad. There he is. Big fat Besty joins us. Vloggers. Yes, on our special Albanian trip we're going on, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
In a white submarine.
Yeah, it's funky looking. I think it's, I was just saying, it looks, look under the water line there, look. It looks like it's one of them that's going to raise up out of the water.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, so it could be ultra funky, this thing. So, yes, we're going on this trip, on my birthday trip. So we're going to be experiencing this, and we're going to see how we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nobby. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Thank you very much, mate. Right, so we are just, as you can see, in the queue here for boarding. Just gone through passport control to go to another country, and yes, so come back to you when we're on the boat. Right, watch out, and welcome to Albania. So we made it. How long did that take?
Not long at all. 20 minutes, I reckon.
20 minutes?
Journey time. It took as long to get on and off it.
There you go. About 20 minutes it took. And first views of the port here and surrounding area. Here we go. We've got to follow this lady now and act like Chinese tourists. So we're watching for that all day. And yes, here is the port. First views. So these people are waiting to get back on the ferry, obviously, to go back, and we're now waiting. Oh no, we're off. We're off. It's happening. We're off. It's happening live, folks. We're off. So we've got to follow around now and have a guided tour that we've paid for.
We need our tickets. Yeah.
Oh yeah, got to put this camera down now. Tickets back in a minute. Hold you, she's a bit of a looker. She's a bit of a looker, she is.
Absolutely starting to go completely now.
We've got a malfunction, wardrobe malfunction error here. Besty's foot playing up, look, it's falling out. Right, what we've got now is a coffee stop on our tour. So we've got about half hour in a coffee shop, so that suits us two right down to the ground, because we are hanging out for a coffee here. We're desperate, so coffee time now. And apparently the local currency is the lek here, so all you Thai people will recognise the word lek, but it's not that lek. That is the currency, and apparently, what was it, 123 to the euro?
125.
125 to the euro, and apparently you can use euro, or obviously you could change some of your money into lek. So we're now going up here into said cafe. This is said cafe, which looks actually really rather nice, doesn't it? Look at this. So there we are, and we have some views. Quickly, I'll give you some views here of the bay. Besty, over here. Look at this, folks. So our boat is just about over there where we come in, and we've driven around, up and around, past the only 5-star hotel in South Albania, apparently, from communist times. So the guide told us. Apparently it's about €150 a night for the 5-star hotel. Hotel Butrinti, I think it was. I'll put a link below anyway. I'll probably find it on Google Map later. And so yes, this is the scene here, folks. The old med there, it's like a mill pond today. Look at that. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Excellent. So there's trusty coach, which will be back on again soon. And apparently we're going to, what was it, an archaeological site or something, and a museum later.
I just wasn't listening.
Oh, that was his moment there. You heard coffee, didn't you?
I did. I heard coffee, and I wanted coffee. I did see casinos.
Yes, we did. So on our free time, we might have a gamble. But first, it's coffee time. Right, now we have ordered, and we've got cappuccinos. And we couldn't resist this. As soon as Besty heard it on the menu, he went, yes, I must have one. And it is a ham and cheese toastie. So, Jeff, mate, it's not quite a 7-Eleven status, but we've got ham and cheese toasties in Albania. Now, live taste test. What's it like, mate?
This is a Mark Wings of a toastie.
Right, we've had ham and cheese toasties and cappuccinos, and now we've had to change buses.
Yeah.
Don't know what's happened with the other bus. Apparently he's got to pick up other people, so it hasn't broken down, but we're on another bus now, coach, whatever you want to call it, and we're off. So yeah, that was a bit ironic there. Ham and cheese toasties, first thing you get offered in Albania.
We're off.
And we're moving.
The wizard?
Yeah.
The wonderful wizard of Albania. Because we want to do some people trafficking.
Yes.
Channel I mentioned to you before. On the right hand side, you can see that it is mixed with the Ionian Sea, so it brings the salty water inside the lake. When we go inside the archaeological park, I'll show to you where this channel is mixed with the lake of Butrinti. The channel is about 3 kilometers long and 7 meters deep. On the other side of the channel, they are called the Finikas Lines, and they have had a very important role when the city of Butrinti expanded when the Romans settled here in the city.
Right, we've now started the tour part of the park, and what I'm just going to do here is put the camera over here, and you can pause the screen and read more. Right, so we're following the tour guide now, and we're going this way here, and this is the rough scene so far. So now we'll see what we can film as we go around with the tour guide. And just a few steps along here, and we've got our first gift shop, if you like, or local shop they're calling it. So there are various local goods on offer. Usual sort of keepsakes by the looks of it, things that you can take home with you. So we'll just have a quick scan of what is here so you get an idea if you're coming along. There we go. You can buy all sorts of things here, as we're seeing, including the Smurfette.
Traditional Albanian in black.
And a traditional, look down here, Smurfette.
Smurf.
It's a traditional Smurfette.
Yeah.
Which you would expect to find in Albania.
I can't see any people for sale yet.
No, we're not seeing that. You should get yourself a I Love Albania vest.
We could get that, definitely. And also, Welcome back. It's more traditional Albanian stuff. We've got polo shirts and t-shirts, and we've got the Mona Lisa traditionally smoking a cigarette. Now we can literally...
There we go. You get yourself a mug and a little bag and all things like that. So it's all here if you want to take a few keepsakes home. We have ruins, folks. Want to get more details? We'll tell you more. Hold on, and we're finding details. There we go. There's a shadow over here, but see if you can read that. Pause screen now.
Ladies and gentlemen, in front of you, all these ruins that you see, this is called the Agora, or the marketplace. This Agora, or the main function of this Agora, was that here was concentrated the social life of the people. Here people used to trade with each other, they used to meet each other, and of course here in that time were built the most important buildings of the 3rd century. So the marketplace, the temple of Asclepius, the ruins between the trees, the ancient theatre and the Stoa on the other side, all these parts were built in the 3rd century BC. That Agora, the border of it was from this part of the wall that you see in front of you, with big blocks of stones perfectly cut without cement between them. They are they belong to 3rd century BC, Hellenistic period of time. That is a typical way of that time. When Romans came here, they restored the first Agora and they expanded it. This part of the ruins that you see with stones built so regularly with cement between them, they date in the 2nd century AD, Roman period of time. In that time, the city of Butrinti expanded. So from the part of the wall, which dates in 3rd century, you can see the part that continues on the other side of these ruins and continue under our feet up to the other side. But because of the water, that I explained to you in the entrance, because there was too much water coming from the ground, our archaeologists had to cover all this part again. And they have left uncovered only these ruins that we see in front of you and the others. You can see only one part of the ruins, because most of them is under the ground. Only 70%, only 30% is excavated. Only 30% is excavated. 70% is still under the ground. The first excavations that were made here were made by Italian missions. The first archaeologist that came here was Luigi Maria Ugolini in 1928 and did about for 10 years with the excavations in this ancient city. He was sent from Mussolini with the main reason to discover or to see how big the Roman Empire was. Later he died because of malaria. He went back in Italy, he died there. After him there was Marconi, Mustilli, other Italians that came to work here with the excavations. But most of the documents that were written about the excavations here were lost because Marconi, the other archaeologist after Ugolini, died in a plane crash. But there was an Albanian archaeologist who worked with him, with Ugolini. His name is Hasan Seka, and his son nowadays, who is one of the best Albanian archaeologists, has written the best archaeological book about the excavations because he continues his father's work based on his document. And you can find it in all the languages in the city center. The part of the ruins between the trees there, with those big blocks of stones, that is called the temple of Asclepius. Asclepius was the god of medicine, and the temple was the main reason why this ancient city was built. Because under the ruins there used to be the springs with curative water. That's why people built the temple. After building the temple, they started to live here in the tree. People had to sleep in that temple one night. According to the dreams and the visions they would see in their sleep, it meant that god of Asclepius would pass over their bodies, and so they could be healed from the disease that they had. The temple of Asclepius has been used also from the Romans, and the part that you see there with those arches, the typical Roman, that is called the treasure room. It was built in the end of the 1st century AD. It is called a treasure room because when people worship god of Asclepius, giving gifts on his honor, the priests used to collect everything in that room. And all the money that they collected, Romans, they used them to rebuild the ancient theatre that you will see on our way, one of the most beautiful and important buildings in this ancient city. We will pass now through the main entrance of this agora, or of the city, from the 3rd century BC. Let's continue. Here are written in the old Greek language, Hellenic. Here, this part of the wall has been used as a document, because here are written the name of the slaves that were released. So the owner used to write his name, the name of the slave, and the people that were present at that moment, so everyone could identify that person not as a slave anymore, but as a free man. Just like a declaration. I declare, and all the other names written here in this part. Archaeologists have found other blocks of stones with the same inscriptions. They were found everywhere in the city because of the earthquakes, and it was them that took them all together and they have created a wall, which is called the wall with inscriptions. So welcome in the ancient theater, or in the Roman theater, one of the most important buildings from the 3rd century BC and also in the 2nd century AD. The part of the stairs in front of you date in the 3rd century BC, and you can see that they have a typical Hellenistic style of blocks of stones perfectly cut. This ancient theater in the 3rd century BC used to be a semicircle, and the perfect acoustic point is right here. Or if anyone wants to perform, we can taste the acoustic better. The number of the people that stayed on the part of the stairs was about 2,500.
Okay.
Last night I went walking down by the lakeside. There was a hot band and 3 ducks nearby. I came to a koala, I said, why are you sitting here? And I waited underneath the eucalyptus tree. Very much. I've still got it, man. I've still got it.
So we can have a walk down here to have a look for ourselves, so I shall do just that. I'm finding this very interesting, this little tour at the moment. So this is the actual fountain that a lovely tour guide was describing there. I'm finding this very interesting. There's a lot of history here actually. So if you're coming along here, do this folks, do this tour. I can thoroughly recommend this so far. There's some more over here. Let's go have a walk over here. Thread my way through. It's a bit damp underfoot. Ooh. Right. It's over the back here. All some pillars. So as you're seeing, we've got some exposed and some not. And it was explained to us that a lot of these ruins, approximately 70%, is still underground all around this site. So they've only so far excavated and exposed about 30% apparently. So I'd imagine other years if you came there'd be even more to see. So it's improving all the way round here.
I just thought I'd let you
What's
know
that, mate?
Well, yeah, I found something really interesting. You just mentioned that there was only 30% is exposed. Well, that's about 30% of me exposed.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this picture that you see here, this mosaic, is the one which is under that sand. It is there. It is, as you see in the picture, beautiful, with bright colors, original, and the most important, very well preserved, because no part is missing. It's not that they have made a picture how it used to be, but how it actually is. This is called the baptistry. It was built in the 6th century AD, Byzantine period of time. And it is unique, this mosaic is unique in all Balkan because archaeologists have found anything similar with it. Also, in all the Mediterranean, in Central Mediterranean, it's the second one, so according to its size and its importance, after the first one, which is located in St. Sofia, Istanbul, Hagia Sophia. That is the first, this is the second one, but this is the most well preserved because no part is missing. It is covered, but I'll show to you a picture that I took last year, because this is the most important one. That's why they have uncovered it once in 7 years, this mosaic. Last year it wasn't the time when they each should have been uncovered, but it was Google Maps who have asked them because they needed some photos. It consists of 8 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the center, which has the shape of a cross over there. In the center, this was a place where people were baptized. And 8 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 in the other. The number 8 represents the eternity and the salvation, infinity. In the second circle and in the other one, we can see some animals, bird, fish, the plant of heaven. They represent the elements of universe, such as earth, air, water, according to the symbols that are used here. This is the entrance over there. This is called the Gate of Heaven, where are two peacocks eating grapes, the symbols of Eucharistia. In the other one, there are two deers drinking water and the cross, the symbols of Christianity. After someone was baptized here in the center, he had to pass through these 8 circles and pass into the Gate of Heaven, because he was now purified without sins. This was a ceremony that he had to do. But people couldn't be baptized any time that they wanted, because this was the time when they started to be converted in Christians, because before they believed in gods or they had temples. So this was a time when they started to have basilicas, so they started to believe in the Christ. They could be baptized only once a year, only the Sunday of the Easter. So since there were too many people waiting for their turn to be baptized, they could stay in this part of the room. Under the stand, it's a mosaic, this one here with similar symbols, but not the same. That was called the undressing room, or the room where the priest used to make all the people ready, one by one, giving them advices before being baptized here in the baptistry.
Right, so we break from the normal scheduling here, and we've got the half-time roundup. So as you can see, we've been walking around with our lovely tour guide here, and she's been showing us all the interesting things to be seen so far and describing them beautifully. So now we've got our way up to the top here, and there's a museum just down there that you can go in, just down the steps there. And be careful though, no cameras or films allowed, and there are people watching you, so behave when you're down there. So what's yet to come? What are we going to see now?
Are you hungry?
We are. Are we hungry?
I'm a massive fat man. Yes, I'm always hungry.
So we are having lunch.
We're going to have lunch. And then what are we doing after lunch?
We visit the castle, a very beautiful one.
Ah, so with a very beautiful lady, we go to see a very beautiful castle. And what are we doing after that?
We'll have free time in the city.
Oh.
And enjoy all the city of Serande.
Excellent, which so far looks very nice indeed, so we're looking forward to that. So we shall go back to the normal scheduling now.
Yeah, can you, before we do, can you point us in the direction when we have free time where we can find some girls?
Yes, everything, and I'll suggest what to do or what to buy during the free time.
There's some local lovely free ladies.
Local desserts.
And that, if you're going to call it that,
even
we'll have
better.
some of those as well.
Yes, while enjoying the dessert, maybe you can know.
Good idea. This sounds like a winning idea. Yeah.
Well, I've got no energy now because I've like walked up a million steps, so.
You'll have to recharge, won't you? There are others.
More steps? Oh, good. Okay.
Right, there we go. Back to the scheduling there, folks.